2021, I think, was the year of peak speculation. All sorts of crazy stuff happened in 2021. You had the phenomena of meme stocks. You had the introduction of the NFTs. You had the craze in all these altcoins with crazy names. Everything was going up. You had record issuance of SPACs. People were buying pigs in a poke, throwing money at anything with a symbol, not even knowing what they were going to buy. It was a record year for mergers and acquisitions. It was also a record year for stock buybacks. I think about 850 billion in buyback volume. That beat the last record, which was set back in 2018. I think it was about 806 billion in buybacks. Of course, the crazy thing is that companies are buying back stocks at near record valuations. I mean, I can see corporate executives deciding to buy back their stock if their stock is really cheap. But to pay these type of multiples for their stocks is crazy. Now, a lot of the insiders know how crazy it is because as corporate CEOs have been authorizing share buybacks, they've been selling their own stock. In other words, the insiders are selling stock to their own shareholders because they're doing share buybacks at the same time that they're selling, which means the insiders are getting a better price because they're able to sell to their own shareholders. It's almost like insider trading, except everybody knows that it's going on and nobody cares. But the guys that are running the companies, they understand how overvalued their stocks are, even as they are deciding to commit shareholder money to buying more shares at inflated prices. They're making the decision to sell their own shares. In fact, talking about IPOs, not only was it a record in IPOs, but it was also a record for a special kind of IPOs. And this is initial public offerings of companies that lose money. They haven't even proved that they have an ability to make a profit, yet they're already going public. You know, once upon a time, no companies that were losing money would even consider going public because no respectable Wall Street firm would even entertain the idea of bringing a money-losing company public. After all, you didn't go public until you proved your viability as an enterprise. See, back in the day, somebody would start a business, and after years and years of building the business and proving that it worked because you're making a profit, you would then tap into the public markets because you wanted to scale up your money-making business. You would go to investors and say, hey, I've got this great business. Look at all this money that I'm making. Look at my margins. They're really, really good. Now, if you guys give me some money, we can take this money and expand. We can go national or go global. We can take this proven concept and expand it and make even more money. That's when you would tap into the public market because you needed to take your money-making business to the next level and scale it up by making the necessary capital investments. And so public investors would come in at that stage because the business model had already been de-risked by the founders. They put in the seed capital and they did the hard work to prove out the model. And then once they had a proven successful company, then they would go and raise additional money. Well, the way it works now is the IPO process is the exit strategy for the guys that got in early. But they didn't get in early and build a profitable company. All they did is build a loss-generating company that has lots of revenues. They hype up a company, they put in a lot of money to generate a bunch of revenues, but they have no proof that those revenues are ever going to lead to sustainable profits, and they don't even care because they go public as an exit strategy. So in the olden days, the founders really didn't sell any stock in the IPO because all the money raised from the IPO went to fund the capital investment to scale up the business. But now you have these venture capitalists that put the money in early and they exit on the IPO. They get rid of their shares to the investing public that is basically buying a bunch of hype because they're buying into these companies that have yet to prove their viability as a business, all they do is generate revenue and losses, but investors don't care because they're going to buy them anyway because they think the price is going to go up.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now
I have bad news for you. If you're not rich by now, you're screwed. And if you're in debt, you're even double screwed. How so, you might wonder? Well, the sad truth is that you're working your whole life to make someone else rich. The mega corporations, the banks, the politicians, everyone is getting richer. They get your money. And what is even worse, they get your time, they get your life. You are not even in a rat race, you're in a financial prison. But what could a solution for you look like? Honestly, I don't know, but I know what a solution for me would look like. It's very simple. I use whatever money I have and I multiply it with 1,000. This could make my life much easier and probably yours as well. If you have $1,000 available and multiply this with 1,000, I believe that this could solve some financial issue for the one or the other. Of course, if you're ugly, you would have to multiply it with much more than 1,000. My name is Marco Stan, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to 1000x my money. This is not a joke. I know what you may be thinking. What is this guy talking about? How should this work? This is not possible. Well, I made a detailed video where I laid out my plan. And some clever folks might even want to look at this plan and copy it and do exactly what I do. This is just a little hint on the side. You have two options. You leave, you forget what you have seen. You do whatever you're doing and you hope that somehow you get some other results. Good luck with that. Or you click the link below the video. You enter your email address because I'm not showing this to everybody. You at least watch my video on how I plan to 1000x my money. The choice is yours. Make the right choice. Join me. See what a different future you could have. See at least how I intend, how I plan to do the 1000x. So click on the link below, enter your email address, and I see you on the other side. Your Marco Stan.